So we've seen some changes in our configuration here that told Terraform just to change some infrastructure, some resources that we created. But in this video, I want to show you what it looks like when Terraform is going to destroy and create a new resource after you make a change. And in our case, we're going to change our AWS instance here in a way that forces a destroy and recreate. And we'll do that by setting a different base AMI for this server. Setting a different base AMI is a change that cannot be done on the fly. The server has to get destroyed and recreated. So we change the AMI here to one that I just happen to know or happen to look up beforehand, and we can go ahead and see what Terraform is going to do with this. So we'll do Terraform. I'm going to go ahead and go straight to apply instead of plan because this is going to plan ahead of time and then ask me if I want to do it. We can see the same output there. So 2 to add, 0 to change, 2 to destroy. Okay, this is interesting, right? Why is it 2 and not just one thing? So we go scroll up, we'll see this is the EC2 instance. The EC2 instance must be replaced, and what's forcing the replacement is the change in the AMI. So that makes sense. Now the other thing is the EIP association. That's getting replaced as well because we have a new instance ID as a result of this. So the EIP association is getting replaced. Now, just like I mentioned in the previous videos, we are making it so that we don't lose that IP address. The association here is what's getting replaced. If I didn't have the association, then the actual Elastic IP address itself would get replaced, and we might end up with a different public IP address. But in this case, we're not going to lose that Elastic IP address. It's not going to change. We're just changing the association, that resource. So we can go ahead and do yes for this and see that change. Now, while it's doing that, let's head over to Safari here. We'll see the instance summary is this is the IP address 3.121.191.224, and that's not going to change. If I refresh this, we'll see this is shutting down. And once that shuts down, we're going to see a new server spin up, and then we'll make sure that it has that same IP address. Back here, we can see that it's still destroying, and after it destroys, it's going to recreate the new instance. While it's destroying, I'll also show you something else. Note that this is destroying and then creating, right? Destruction complete, and now it's creating a new one. If we head back here, we can use our lifecycle hook here again and say create before destroy true if we need or want this to create a new instance through its replacement instance before destroying this instance here. And I'm saying instance, but really resource, because the lifecycle hook here can be used for just about all resources. Okay, so that's complete. Let's head over to our browser here. That's terminated. And we have a new one running. And it has the same IP address, right? We didn't lose that Elastic IP address, but we did replace the server with a new one because we changed that base AMI. So a few things to note here. One, I just wanted to reemphasize that we used that association for the Elastic IP address so that we did not lose our Elastic IP address, right? We got to reuse this IP. We didn't lose it. If our DNS was pointed to that IP address, that wouldn't be a problem. Like I mentioned in a previous video, we could use prevent destroy so that IP address could not be destroyed. We did not hit an issue here because the Terraform plan did not need to try to destroy this IP address. And lastly, we saw create before destroy could also be used to make a server or a resource get created before destroying the one it's replacing, which might be handy in your case, depending on your infrastructure needs.